Hello. Anybody hear me? Let's see. First responders in the house. John Wilburn, unfinished projects. Yep. Goat turquoise. Oh, Dean. Boy, howdy. Answer that question is John. He'll never win nothing. Oh, man. Tell you. And I ain't gonna say nothing. Man, oh man, oh man. I don't know, Dean. I'm about wore out. Justin is in the house. Tim Windsor. Eyesight's still not too good. Not good at all. I just backed into a tree and busted the tail light out of the wife's car, so my eye's not doing too good. But I'm alive. That's all that matters. Give me some tea, baby. Oh, oh Lord. Man, all I told them about 7 months ago to pull that number one plug out and get somebody to turn the key over, put his finger in the hole when it goes is on number one. I guess that's the wrong information I gave them. The problem is he got books and he don't know how to read them. That's another problem. He don't understand nothing. He's dumb as a box of rocks. My 5-year-old grandson cranked that car up in about 20 minutes. Never boards in the house. There's a Chevrolet guy. He cranked that car up in about 20 minutes. Rocker ain't either. That never in my life seen anybody like that right there. That's not bad, London. Now you can crank it up and get it warm in there. No, but he sure did figure out how to build a flathead V8, Dean. Funny part of it is somebody else can piss him off, and then they turn around and jumps on me, and then he turn around and jumps on John, an unfinished project, like we control people. Yeah, about right, Dean. Yeah, London, out there where y'all at. Oh, I bet it is. Whoa. Dean, I'm beginning to wonder about New Jersey people. At least around that block anyway. Sand Mountain Ballistics. Hunter's in the house. We're exposing a trove, Hunter. Go up here to my buddy Rocker Pat there. He is ASE certified in Chevrolets, Buicks. And he told him how to start that thing, and then he turned around and told Rocker Pat that his ego was too high, and then he turned around and blocked him after blessing him out. Yeah, Rich 220. He is now on the troll list. Yeah, Pat, he's from New Jersey. Somebody asked me the other night, Mother Live, that said my mom's a Yankee, and asked me the other night what my mom would do. Well, I can tell you one thing. Years of growing up, when she got mad at my dad and they got into it, he wore the frying pan. So I can tell you, Rich 220 would have about 10 frying pans upside his head. Oh. Well, I wasn't gonna say Dean said that. I was actually being nice. there's a few channels up there. New Jersey's all right. And I actually used to deal with a guy up there. I used to sell him a bunch of cars, Mustangs up there, and have them shipped up there. He was outside of New Jersey, and he was a good guy, man. Good person to deal with. I guess they come in sizes, I guess, in every state, I guess. He don't want that plane ticket because he knows what's gonna happen if he gets that plane ticket. He ain't gonna accept that plane ticket. Really, Hunter? What size is it? You cousin Mike, you about right there. Yeah, Tim, I got a brother that lives in Delaware. Yeah, I'd say Yankee. My mother's a Yankee, and my dad was from the South, so kind of gonna get on the kick of both sides. I can ride the fence. That's right. That's right. All right, Hunter. Ah, he did live in Millsboro. It's probably been about 15, 16 years ago. Trying to remember what part of Delaware he lives in now. Trying to think. I don't think he lived too far from you, Tim. So, some men can't have, I should say, some boys can't have enough of toys, and some boys can't have enough of spray cans. Uh, I'm trying to think. It's been a while because he moved here back last year. Last time I seen him was at my mom's. My mom died. I'm trying to remember where he said he moved to. He just got through building them a cabin. He brought some land and retired and built him a cabin out in the boonies up there. He retired from the cable company up there. I never bored. I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Oh yeah, like that old car you've been working on. That's gonna be a bad little ride there. Yeah, I loved it when I went up there last time I was up there. Man, I enjoyed it up there. It was funny walking around up there and walk in the store, get something, and people look at me funny like, "Where are you from?" Yeah, it'd been better off paint that car with a paintball gun machine, unfinished. I don't know if he's in here tonight, not now or not. Probably not. Well, probably so. He's down here hiding. He's like a tick on a dog's butt, sucking blood. Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. Hey, Stephen's not too far from Houston, Texas. Stephen Holtz. He's not too far from Houston. Unfinished project you lost. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing, my kids won't be riding on that bus. All right, Hunter. That's cool. Hmm. That's pretty good cam there because you can go buy the exhaust at 244 and 234 and the other at 234. Duration 304. Yeah, I think right there hit a lick there, Hunter. Yeah, he calls it a bus. Is a freaking minivan. Yeah, he better hope that he had some of these Southern boys on that minivan. He'd be pulling over crying every day. Yeah, they done whooped his tail. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than what I got, Hunter. Actually, I got another one camshaft is close. It's actually close to that one. PB. What is PB? LP 94 is in the house. Hunter, have you drove that car in it? I already have one in it. Yeah, 38 POS. That's about right. He might be the rider instead of the driver. They might pick him up and go take him to the senior citizens every day. That damn 57 Chevrolet got so much rust in it. It got more rust than Carter got liver pills. It might do right the way it is, Hunter. You might want to beef up your rear end a little bit if you plan on hitting it a couple of times. I just I about done got sick of him, man. He ain't got to do nothing. He starts. About done had enough of him. It's probably got some 373s under him, probably. Hunter. He sanded that car. He sanded that car with 80 grit sandpaper, and then he painted that car with spray cans, no primer, no nothing. And it looks like it's got road maps to New Jersey. Yeah, Hunter, it's probably 373s would be my guess. Oh, Barrows is in the house. You too, Tim. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, buddy, and thanks for coming in. Should run good now, Tim. Hunter. Old man the shop's in the house. I got my good troll in here. Mater's workshop. Mater's in the house. That's my good troll. If y'all ain't subscribed to Mater, go over and give him a sub. Turbo Tom's in the house. Barrows said, Richie jumped all over Pat. I don't know if you seen that, but yeah. No, Pat knows his stuff when it comes from Chevrolet. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that pretty 57 two-door on my community page? Old man got a nice little motor in his picture now. Look at there. That's another one that knows his Chevrolet right there, buddy. That's another Chevrolet man right there. He can crank that car in about 10 minutes. That's right, 38 POS. Yeah, that's pretty bad. And Pat was trying to help him, and then he cut his head off. Put your T5 in that Mustang. Sand Mountain. That's right. It wouldn't take long. I had my 5-year-old grandson crank that car in about 10 minutes. I guarantee you, I just tell him how to do it. He'd get under that hood and have it done in about 10 minutes. I don't know, Dean. I'm still a little hefty now. My wife feeds me good. Get that right, LP. Oh man knows his stuff on them Chevrolets, just like JB. Everybody don't give JB enough of credit, but I'll tell you one thing. I take him and old man in my corner and going to work on some Chevrolets any day of the week, and then throw 38 POS racing in there. We'll get some Chevrolets done. And we'll let Barrows grab the camera, and then we could get that thing going. Oh, I bet, Pat. I believe you 100%. Like the saying goes, the proof is in the pudding. Shoot, yeah, old man. We'll do it in a heartbeat. Find you a good set of Hunter. Find you a good set of 3-bar GT40 heads and port them. You'll be just all right. Or find you a set of 351 heads and port them, like I did. That's right, Pat. There's another one right there, 2 hacks. I take him in my corner any day of the week. 2 hacks knows what he's doing. It don't matter what it is. Yeah, oh man, I'm surprised he ain't blocked you. He's blocked everybody else. Right? Yeah, the Beco, that's what I got 2 sets of them. One's on the Thunderbird and one's on the out here in the covered up. Brought one set over in Georgia. Yeah, you port them heads and you'll be all right. I'm surprised though, man, because he has blocked everybody. Everybody. Hey, 2 hacks, how'd you like that apology he gave you? Like I said, boys plays with toys. Now Dean might correct me if I'm wrong, but on the 69 heads, If you poured them, they just as good as the Victor Junior heads, is what I read, Hunter. Twisted Mopars in the house. I guess so, because the mic, I guess if you collect Hot Wheels, I guess you're automatically a car expert. Mater, I live in Ford country. On a quiet night, I ain't hear them Chevrolets rust. No, I'm LP. I'm like you. He still went to the troll list now. He don't know how to comprehend reading or nothing because I just showed him his motor what was wrong with it. It's wore out. It's a pile of crap, and basically just telling the truth about it. So I was helping him, but I guess he took it the wrong way. But oh well. There you go, Hunter. The 68J port valve heads and the 69H port valve pretty good ported. Another one set I got is closed chamber heads. I think both of them are. Barrow's seen the 351. He can tell you more about them. Yeah, Pat, the number 2 cylinder is so scarred up, it's never going to do nothing. Oh, yeah, I know the feller that commented on his video, and then he come out and apologized, but then he turned around in the same video and threw it right back on what do you think he knows what he's talking about. That'd never happen, cousin Mike. Yeah, there you go, Burrows. What got me laughing a couple weeks ago? I was so sick and I couldn't even get up out of bed. Oh, I about ready to laugh when he put that video out and said that I told Burrows and Buck to delete them. I like how am I gonna tell somebody to delete somebody? I was like, oh my! I laughed my butt off. Yeah, I seen that LP. That's the day I got out of the bed when my phone ran off. Kept on going off. About that day, I laughed so bad, so hard. Oh, it was hilarious. That's right, Pat. Yeah, he's got all of us blocked. Yeah, if it had enough compression to actually it crank that thing up without them being adjusted, and then adjust them while it's running. That's the best way to do it. But he don't comprehend that. Yeah, Hunter, he's gonna expose me like I'm some damn a dumbass or something. I got news, but I'll walk all the way around him, buddy, blindfolded. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a whole new different ball game in that car, 2 acts. It's you know, I like my Fords. I do like some Chevrolets. I like Pontiacs, and I like some Dodges. And my favorite on the Chevrolets is 55, 56, and 57 Chevrolets. But he's done got me so looking at that thing so bad, I just want to crush it. Yeah, I agree. 38 POS. Oh yeah, LP. You know he's watching it. You know he's watching it. Oh, that's right, Dean. The only way to make a Thunderbird run is put an LS in it with 2 twin turbos. Hell, I got aluminum out here with a B6 in it. I'd outrun his ass. Oh. Sand Mountain said he got a Pontiac here put on him. The funny thing is he's so tied up on that plane ticket coming down here, but it get in front of that camera. He's scared to get that plane ticket. John Wilburn.
Now Rich really wants to jump in.
Yeah, where's he at?
Yeah. So Prince Rocker Pat is new here and apparently has discovered this thing that we've been following for years, the
Yeah.
Rich 220 show.
Yep.
I'll just kind of bring him up to speed on this. So this cat was, just a dude working his driveway, doing his thing, right? And like everybody else, we welcomed him, into the community. And we quickly figured out that he was just about getting a monetized channel. That's all he ever wanted. He couldn't care anything else about anything else. And he literally thinks that the reason that Vice Grip Garage and Puddin's Fad Shop and DD Speed Shop and these guys, the reason they have succeeded and he is not is because YouTube plays favorites. His video saying this. It's on his channel. Well, he looks over his nose at people like JB's Little Shop and looks over his nose at people like Auto Salvage Outlaws when they call him out because he wants a more prestigious call out to him. I mean, so that didn't sit well with me to start with, right? And then I don't know why he decided to lie about his engine running in March. It's perfectly okay to say my engine's apart. That's fine, right? Nothing wrong with that. But for whatever reason, he is, oh no, it's running. That's old footage. I'm like, what in the world is that? We know it's not running. So, unfinished project.
I'll be
Suggested
right back,
Unfinished project said, we'll bet you $100 you can't do a short with it running with today's newspaper, which of course he couldn't do because it wasn't running. Now, why he wouldn't just say it's not running? I just want people to know that it's not like we're just using this guy for a pinata. Every single one of us has reached out with a helping hand and a lot of patience, and we really wanted to see this guy succeed. I wanted to see nothing more than this guy get his cars running and be a good community member and have a good time and start realizing some of these dreams. I think it would have been wonderful. But his toxic attitude was the problem, not all of us. And when he just relentlessly goes after all of us, he's got all kinds of trash about us on his channel right now, which I generally ignore. But when I see something like this and I see new people in the chat, I'm like, well, I'll just mention it. But it is what it is. And I feel bad for him because success is so close, and yet he just smacks it away in contempt.
Hello,
I don't know what else to even say.
Yeah, that's just, I ain't gonna say nothing. I actually I don't have to say nothing. It automatically jumps.
Rocker Pat, that guy could turn his life around in short order. I mean, I'm not just talking this. I mean, he talks openly on his channel about his house, being 3 months behind and all that. I mean, he mentions it on his channel. I wouldn't mention it if he didn't, but he mentions it publicly. He wants everybody to know. So it's not like I'm telling tales out of school here, but he's got a mess going, and cars are the least of it. And I on the one hand, I feel bad for him, and on the other hand, it's just he is determined. He is determined to reach failure at all costs. It seems. I don't have any. I just cannot. It's unbelievable to me.
That's right, LP. 100%. Yeah, it's just.
What's funny is I don't know who even told him. I was telling somebody, and then they told him. I have a running 305 in my garage. I've been tripping over for years. Came out of a 91 Camaro, right? Pulled it running, has 181,000 miles. Ran strong, but I put an LS and a 6-speed in it, even though he says that I can't turn a wrench. I never built anything. So anyway, this is left over from that engine swap. I would take it to him and put it in the car if he had the kind of attitude and that all these other fine folks do. And he says that's not true and that's made up. Really? I just drove to the Chicago area to build a transmission for someone else in our community.
Right.
And you think I'd take an engine in New Jersey? Of course I would.
4 or 5
I have a van, I have a crane, I have everything we need to do it.
Right. But 4 or 5 go up there and have it done in one day.
Even after a lot of his stuff, I have reached out and said, listen, man, I've been willing to just so many chances to say, hey, let's put this behind us. And he won't do it. He won't grow up. And it's a shame. No Name Nationals was great.
Yes, it is great.
Yeah, New Jersey's actually a shorter drive for me than Lowell, Indiana. But whatever. I mean, I would do it. I was totally willing to do that. But I mean, it's like he is determined no one's going to help him. He even brags about how this work is all done by me. I don't think anybody doubts it.
The one that drives the van, Nick Van, he offered to build him a 305 and go up there and put it in his car.
Buddy, I mean, There is so much talent in this community. Well, one thing in fairness to Rich, I will say, is that everybody in this community who tries to give him advice is trying to give advice like they're giving it to somebody who has a baseline of understanding.
Right.
And that doesn't work for Rich. Like, I mean, he was trying to adjust his hydraulic rockers a while back with feeler gauges because he read in the service manual you're supposed to. He hasn't quite figured out that you preload hydraulic lifters and they have room for thermal expansion in the lifter. But I can't tell him that because I'm blocked over there, nor would he listen to me. He argues with everybody. So I don't know what's ever going to happen with that. It's an interesting soap opera. I give him credit. I've never seen a channel so dysfunctional have my attention like that one does. I give him all the credit in the world for that. I watch every video that comes out because it's just unbelievable to me. But it's sad, but there's nothing we can do to help. I'm guessing he's starting to finally use the term core motor. I think he's finally starting to figure out that what he has is a screwed up core that even if it rattles and smokes and knocks to life, that it won't, I think that he's probably starting to figure out that he will need to have another engine. By next year, he probably will do it. That's my guess.
Twisted, I didn't want to get into drama either, and I wound up getting into drama by helping him.
Well, Twisted Mopar, he does have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that. But it's like old man's the shop says there. It's like a train wreck. You have to. Yeah, I agree. Every time I think that we've reached a new mark of I can't believe what I'm hearing. Now he thinks the rings have dried out, and what is that? He doesn't even realize what the oil is doing. I could probably get compression if there was no piston ring in the engine with much oil he's dumping in there.
Right. Oil in the cylinder. That's how you crank an old lawnmower. Been sitting up for 20 years. Put oil in one.
Right. So I had posted core motor, and some other people had, and he's latched onto that term. But hopefully he is. We know Mater, but I think he's starting to realize. And I hate to say it, but I'm going to place a bet right now that when he finally flies the flag on that motor, he's going to have his excuse ready that it's somehow our fault before he does.
Oh, yeah. It's all our fault because it's not running.
But that said, it would have been nothing cooler and more heartwarming than for him to have made it run and had a victory in his life.
Jeff,
I lost my investment in that when he was so nasty to everyone in our community.
Yeah. Jeff and Rocker Pat literally took the time and broke it down for a 5-year-old to understand what they were saying. And then he turned around and jumped on both of them.
We have so much talent in this community, and he just ignores everyone. I mean, Jeff moonlights in a machine shop, Rocker Pat does it for a living. I have a degree in it. First responder has a garage.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of talent in this community that he just won't. But I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, the only reason I jumped in here is I see Rocker Pat and he's new to this. And I'm like, I just, anyway, I don't want people to misinterpret the deal because I think I wanted victory for Rich more than he wanted it for himself, unfortunately.
Yep. And then we get bit.
I don't know what to say. I mean, at 6,000 RPM, that valve's closing 3,000 times a minute, yet it takes 24 hours to close when he works on it. I don't understand that at all.
I don't understand it either. I must be missing something.
Yeah, it's a core now. It was an old, worn out, good core before, and now it's a messed up. Oh, Pat, and these videos are on his channel. There's a video of him claiming that the rod caps were too tight, so he loosened them up to hand tight and ran it and spun a bearing. Yeah, and then he stuck new bearings in it. he didn't know how to use a torque wrench. I was watching the video use a torque wrench, and it wasn't clicking or anything. And one time it clicked, and he drove past it, and one time it wasn't. I don't think it was ever set.
No, it wouldn't.
Never lapped the valves. Stuck used valves in the heads. Never lapped them. I mean, after bending valves and breaking pistons. Yeah. Anyway, I wish if there was any one person who he would listen to, would humble himself, even if he did it privately and not, I don't care. I mean, I wish for his sake, he would find a mentor off of YouTube or something. Find one mentor who he would let help him.
Yeah. See, nothing's going to help him unless somebody's right there and actually do the work, because he don't know what he's doing to begin with.
Said the caps didn't torque down, go sludge. That's what he told me. I'm like, well, why did you clean them? He said, well, I don't have a parts washer. It's always something. Yeah.
Anytime I pop an engine open and it's got that much sludge in it, best thing to do is
the excuse for that was knocked himself out. The excuse for the piston thing was he said, oh, the previous owner did that and the rings were holding it together. It was running when he got it, and then when he put it back together, it had a loud knock in it. He so knocked himself out of his own life. Just clean the caps, a little bit of diesel, clean them, spritz them with brake clean, call it good. Auto salvage allo. Well, I'll hang out for a minute till you get back. Then I'll run anyway. But 38 POS Racing works in the shop every day. It's all kinds of talent in this chat that could have helped him. Dozens and dozens and dozens of people amply qualified that could help him with this. Let's just say he can get away with having spun the bearing. Let's just say that. Let's just say we hope that the rod caps are right. We hope the timing chain is right and all of that. Of course, the engine does need to be completely rebuilt. But maybe it will rattle to life if he just gets the valves adjusted right and gets it timed. Maybe. But it'll never, run and drive like it needs to. But I'll tell you one thing. He's got all of us watching like a soap opera. I give him all the credit in the world for that.
Yeah, it's entertainment. Can you hear me, John?
I can hear you. If he could just get a bitter attitude to go with that, he could really have something, because he's got all of us watching.
Right.
I try to give him credit where credit is due. He's got us watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's obviously got some patience. This has been going on for almost 3 years.
Mater. Yep. Now I got to put my 2 cents in on this, okay? I graduated in 83, okay? Before I graduated, I was already rebuilding engines and, talking about sludge and everything on the rods and everything. We had an old cast iron bathtub out here in the backyard, and we were putting, put the stopper in it and putting some kerosene in there and just a regular brush and cleaning everything with it. And I had I still got the old Craftsman, not the dial, but the bar that would move over to torque everything with. I was using one of those. I'll still use that rebuilding an engine compared to a click style to this day.
Well, anytime you pull an engine apart and it's sudsed up like that right there, the best thing you can do is stick it out of the car, either build it or find something else to stick in it.
Yeah. I mean, now my first, or I should say my second, it's actually my second race car for doing on dirt. It was a 70 Charger I picked up out of the junkyard, 383, 2-barrel, seized up engine. Okay. Took it to the machine shop after getting it all taken apart, and they knocked out the cylinders, honed it, cleaned it, and everything. I had to get 2 more standard bore pistons, new set of rings. I wound up rebuilding it with my dad and everything on a table a little bit bigger than what I got over here. And it's like I didn't have all the special tools like a regular machine shop did. That engine lasted for like 2.5 years before letting go.
I got my chomped on for building my motor on a tarp instead of on the bare ground.
Hey, Pat, if you're watching here, Landon says best thing Rich could do is take the $3,000 someone offered. Rich had an offer of $3,000, which is $500 more than he paid for it, and he thinks the car is worth substantially more because of his restoration.
Yeah, he wants $10,000 for that car.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For $10,000, you can still buy it. You can still find a '57 Chevrolet body for $10,000.
Yeah, someone offer him if someone offered him $10,000, it'd be like what my old shop teacher would say. That's where two idiots met. Him for taking it, them for offering it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured Rich would be watching, but there'd be nothing constructive about it. I mean, it would be really, something I even thought about doing. I even considered doing that as late as this week. Not that he would do it, but go offline, so not on YouTube. Keep his, ego at bay, but on StreamYard, off of YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm willing to get out the whiteboard and show him exactly what's going on so that he can understand how to adjust his rockers.
Yeah.
Right.
Pat, he's going down the line with them on just wherever they are. I mean, he's rattling around and spinning push rods whether the valves are up or down or anything. I mean,
and it's basically the same thing if you adjust them on a Dodge, a Ford, or a Chevrolet, or Pontiac.
Well, on a Dodge, they're non-adjustable. Unless you're talking about the 273, 340, and the 426 Hemi. Other than that, there's not adjustable rocker arms on those. But I mean, on your General Motors, even for me, I know how to work on them. I mean, if you got a V8 Chevy, okay, you start the engine up, you loosen them up till they start ticking, and then you go down till they stop, and they go like, what was it?
Hey, so more? You're not wrong, and there's a bunch of ways you can do this.
Right.
You got to have something that he can do, and I got to tell you, without understanding the science behind it, which he clearly does not, I thought the best method for someone like him to do this was the method JB had in his shop book, which was, line it up on the balancer on top dead center. And then it said, do these valves and turn it a half a turn and do these. You know what? I think for someone who doesn't, because there's a lot of ways you can do it, but I think for him, that's the best way.
I could go in there. I've got a book that would actually show me, for how to adjust them on an engine stand. I've got the Motors manual that goes up to 1959.
There's a bunch of ways to do it. And the thing is, it doesn't help him to tell him how like, for instance, if I'm doing it, I'm watching the valves, right? And when I watch the exhaust close, the intake open, then the intake close, I know I got a long time before either valve moves again. And I can do both of them, right?
Right.
Because I know that I'm at the end of my intake stroke, then compression, then power, and then it's going to be a while then only then does the exhaust start opening. So as soon as I see the intake close, I give it another bump, and I know I can do those too. Thing is, though, you got to know what your cam is doing to do it that way, and he doesn't. So I think the easiest thing for him is to do exactly what JB's shop book said. If he can just find compression on that, if he can just line the balancer up one time, right?
Yep.
And then he can adjust 8 of them, turn to half a turn, and adjust 8 more. That for him, I think, would be the best way to do it. Because then he doesn't have to understand anything about the base circle or anything about valves open and closing or any of that.
Well, I know one thing I heard was that he had the connecting rods torqued, I think, 45, 50 pounds. And I looked
put them hand pipes on a bearing.
Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, I heard he was saying that, oh, well, he had it at 50. You know, he was told torquing at 50 foot-pounds.
He put them hand tight and spun a rod bearing.
Yeah.
For real. He thinks he clearly thinks that the rods clamp to the journal. He doesn't understand the bearing clearance, just like he doesn't understand the hydraulic lifter. And I don't know. On the one hand, I want him to just be able to have his car running and driving, but he wants to do it without having to understand anything. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it's too much to understand, but I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing, though. Why does he not have anybody willing to help him up there? Nobody. He must have run off everybody up there, too.
Yep, his attitude.
Has to be.
Yeah, his attitude.
You mean to tell me that in that local community up there, he lives in Hopac-Kong, Stanhope, New Jersey area? You mean to tell me there's nobody up there that would come adjust a set of rockers for him?
Probably not.
I mean, I'm guessing that he's been through everyone up there too, but part of me still has some sympathy, but it's rough.
Yeah, it's just what's bad is it just keeps on and keeps on and keeps on and keeps on.
You know, the people, from what I understand, has gone up there to try and help him. He just basically shoves them away. He says, "No, I don't want to listen."
And he puts this apology out to 2 hacks and supposedly anybody I may have offended, but then leaves all kinds of trash about me and ASO and Unfinished Project and Land and everybody else up on his channel.
Yeah.
So, you know, I when I get to thinking about, when I start feeling sorry for him, then I think about why I shouldn't. But anyway.
I mean, if the guy was closer, I'd be over there. I could be over there. Hell, I'd pull the damn engine out. I'd get it tore apart and start going through it. Say, you want this done the correct way, pull the engine out. Quit being a damn hardhead.
Right.
That's the only way it's going to get fixed is pull that engine out, do a complete teardown, and send everything off to the machine shop and go from there.
Well, that's what that engine has to have now.
Yeah.
But really, truly, the right answer right now, is he needs a good running used 305 or something. And every time he says he can't afford it, I'm like, you've already wasted more on that other engine than you would have putting a running used 305 in it.
Yeah.
And that's the right answer. And then have the 283 on the side for someday when somebody is willing to rebuild it, or he says it's the money to have it rebuilt or something like that.
He could 350.
Rocker Pat, he smokes more money. He smoked more this year than it would have cost.
Yeah.
I'm just having a hard time with that.
This is no
joke.
He's
making a car payment.
This is no joke. For about $750, he could have put an LS in there with a wiring harness and be driving.
Well, he couldn't.
Y'all, he wouldn't know how to program it.
I tell you, I've really wanted more for him than he's wanted for himself. And it just bothers me. I really wanted to help him. I want to help everybody.
Yeah.
But I just say it.
But there's some people you can't help. And
he has a cherry picker there, Barrows? Does he really? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he sure does.
He does? You're kidding me. I've never noticed that. He has a cherry picker sitting there next to that car.
Yeah.
He
Sure
says he
does.
doesn't have a stand.
I could build a motor on a cherry picker.
And Harbor Freight's got cherry.
Wow.
They got engine stands for what? Less than $100.
Dude, I've
You
got
can
an engine stand for free. I've got, I mean, it's not bad. You know that.
Do you
I
really
found-
need an engine stand? No.
I picked one up at a garage sale for like $25 one time. And it was still brand new, never been assembled.
I can guarantee you, when I built my motor on the ground on top of that tarp, I guarantee you it's so clean you can never eat off of it. And I guarantee you there ain't no dirt in it.
Really, Barrows? How have I never seen that? He has it and he complains about it being a waste of money?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, how I missed that.
Yep. Yep.
I've got mine and I'm happy with it. And the only thing I've had to do is change out the hydraulic bottle on it.
And I've got at least 6 stands that I can think of right now.
Yeah, but you don't really need a stand to build a motor.
No, Bob
If
Glidden
you
never
really
used
do.
stands to build his engines.
Yeah. It's good to have an engine stand.
Yeah.
The engine
You
stand
know-
ain't worth the crap out there in the ground because you can't roll it around.
You can use 2 short pieces of 4x4 and prop the back of the block up on that, let the crank hang down in the middle, and do it that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff.
Ari's right. Just pull the thing. But I will say that pulling the thing is, and Rich, if you're listening, I mean, I know you've roughly snapped at all of us for trying to help you, but I'll say this, Rich, the right answer, all of this valve adjustment and all this aside, the right answer, really and truly, find you a running 305 or 350 or whatever and swap it out and don't mess with it. You can put your orange valve covers and your oil bath air cleaner on it, but don't mess with it and just put it in the car because that 283 needs way more now. Believe me, you might get it to smoke and rattle and knock to life, but it's never going to be a driver that ever is worth a crap until it comes out and comes apart.
All right, see you, Sand Mountain.
Later, Hunter.
That's just like my Thunderbird. It was an all number matching car except for the water pump. Now, was I going to build that car all back the numbers matching car? Nope. You know why? How much would I get out of it?
Barrows, the average price of cigarettes in New Jersey is about $8 a pack. So just know that's about 12 packs of his smokes that he smokes. And if he really says he has no money for a stand, there you go. I'm not banging on anybody smoking here. I'm just saying that when he says he has no money, that's a place he can immediately go to find it in the budget. And when last time we said that to him, he said, well, I quit smoking and I had a heart attack because of it. So I went back to smoking. That's what he actually said.
Hey, John, I do my own. This is a box of pre-rolled tubes for less than $5.
I smoke too, but I buy a pack and it lasts me almost 2 days. That tell you how much I smoke?
Well, that's true, Mopar Nut. I get that, but you're like several leagues above that cat.
Yeah.
We're just discussing the soap opera of it. We're not even trying to help anymore at this point. We know we can't.
Right, they build them on metal tables, Pat.
Yep. And and that's a industry that is actually going away I think there's only about 2 or 3 machine shops that will do actual engine rebuilding in my area now.
I know of 2 machine shops here. One a buddy of mine, and another one's almost into Georgia.
Yeah, all the help in the world was right there.
Yep.
All the help in the world was right there.
Yep. Well, for me, the closest machine shop is Allard's, and the biggest thing he does is sprint car engines, but he'll do everything else.
Mater, I mean, talk about closeness of machine shops. Jeff would be willing to do the machine work for him.
Right.
Himself. I mean, I have no words.
Yeah.
Nick Van was going to send him a motor up there, but his words was my number matching car won't be a numbers matching car no more. But I got very bad news for him. It's not a numbers matching car, because one trip to the parts house, and he takes part off and put that part from parts house on there. It's not a numbers matching car.
Well, technically, yes, it would be, because when they say numbers matching, you're going off the number that's been stamped on the engine block and the transmission. Okay. You can have an after my Duster. Okay, I've got a 71 318 numbers matching Duster. I've got the original transmission and engine that came out of that car. Now, if I put a different water pump on it, is that going to change it?
Yep.
No, because it's the same kind of water pump that goes on that engine. But as long as I kept the heads, the intake, the exhaust manifolds, and everything that is essential to the engine and the transmission, I could take that transmission, totally gut it, and go in with brand new steels and everything inside of it, new lip seals and rubbers. It's still going to be what came from the factory.
The way I'd like to have seen this thing play out, it would have been great if, let's say, we could get Jeff to machine the engine, square it away.
Yeah.
I'd do the power glide in it. ASO could paint it, and we all could chip in, and it would have been great. It would have been a lot of fun. It just didn't pan out that way.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to bust him on his can paint job until he started today. And then, I said, I think I will. It don't take a whole lot of money to paint the car. Go to Harbor Freight and buy you a $20 air gun. Go by Home Depot and buy you a gallon of Rust-Oleum paint. Get you a critical enamel hardener and a little bit of paint thinner. Mix it together like it says on like regular critical enamel paint. Spray it, and you got a paint job. It looks just as good, if not better. That Lumina out here that I've got, I painted it with Rust-Oleum. Well, actually, it's not Rust-Oleum, but it was industrial enamel paint. Same thing, and it looks good when it's washed up. It looks like a new one sitting out there.
I'd like to do power glide and something like that. I think it'd be fun.
Oh, I like a good power glide now.
Yeah.
Now you talking about the cast iron or the aluminum one?
This one I think is an aluminum one. I think.
Is it?
I've never seen it in the car.
Yeah, I know they made 2 of them. You had the cast iron, which is the original, the early ones. Then they went to aluminum.
Yeah, whichever.
Like I say, and everybody, and what I've learned how to do is preparation for something. It's the main thing.
I like transmissions, and what I think is neat about the Power Glide is has a Ravigno planetary in it. I've just always thought that was so cool how they got the 2 speeds with that planetary. It's just neat.
Right.
It's a study in simplicity, but I just think it's really cool.
Yeah. A lot of your drag racers, they like that Power Glide.
Oh yeah.
I think it's great.
I'll take Power Glide over anything.
Never know what else will do 38 POS racing. You never know. You may have a transmission core to sell every no-name nationals to fund your trip.
I'm telling you.
That 518 that I got from 38 POS racing, that's a core for my van. So I'll be
6%.
Hello, 6%.
Howdy.
John, okay, so you know quite a bit about trannies.
Yeah, that's a great one-liner.
Okay, transmission.
I like transmissions. I'm a transmission enthusiast.
Okay. Let me put it to you like this. I've got a 97 Dodge half-ton club cab. 318 in it. And all of a sudden, it would not shift out of first gear.
Uh-huh.
I changed the 3 solenoids inside the transmission, replaced the filter, new gasket, filled up with the right amount of fluid. It still didn't want to shift out of first gear.
So that's a 40. Is it a 46 RE or a 42
Yeah.
RE?
46.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds electronic to me. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounded like in 94 when Ford, I think it was 93 or 94 when Ford come out with that freaking transmission had solenoids for each gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ditching that whole system.
Yeah, because this one here, yeah, it's got, there's like 3 different shift solenoids inside of it. And I did get a code. I don't remember, Pat. It's been a few years. I didn't have any mess with it because I was moving, driving around here on the property, and all of a sudden it started leaking fluid. I think I busted a cooler line. I just parked it and never have gotten back to it. I'm fixing to get started on it, so I'll be doing videos on that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not a transmission guy. If it goes out, I'll put another one in. But as far as pulling one of them apart and putting it back together, that ain't gonna happen.
Oh, I don't have a problem with pulling it apart. I mean, transmissions are, like your 904s and 727s are a lot easier to mess with than a turbo 400 or turbo 350.
Yeah, you've got your plugs on it. You can check your pressures.
Well, like I said, at the time there was a code. We're talking like 5 years ago. It's been over 3 years ago since I've probably 4 years ago since I parked it.
Well, if you wind up parting it out, I'm interested in that transmission core.
No, I need to get the truck up and going again because right now all the thing I've got is my car and the motorcycle, and that's it.
Right on.
And I need the truck so I can start being able to haul stuff. And that truck's fixing to be moving up like this. Even if it's only in first gear, within the next 2 weeks, that truck's going to be moving under its own power again.
Wow.
Are you talking about that Dodge?
Yeah.
I had one of them. I wound up having the transmission built twice in it, put a Jasper engine in it, a new rear end in it, new AC unit, the whole 9 yards in it. When I got done with it, I had like $20,000 in that truck.
It didn't like you, did it?
No, I still did like the gas pedal on it though. You got 3 miles a gallon, but when you hit that gas pedal, you better hold on that steering wheel.
As a matter of fact, the weird thing about it is, it actually, when I've actually changed out the engine, I've got the other engine still, and when I pulled it out, it was actually one that was rebuilt by Jasper.
Yeah, mine had the 360 in it.
No, this has only got the 318. But I mean, I bought it at auction for $750 plus tax and title and all that stuff.
Not bad.
No.
Mopar Nut, I would be wanting to check the electronics first if you can. If it shows a code, it will be handy. I mean, just if. That's
Right.
easier than hooking up your pressure ports to it. But I agree, you can find out a lot with a pressure test.
Right. And like I said, it did give a code, but like I said, we're talking 4 or 5 years ago, and I've slept a lot since then. You know, I bought the, you know, now I did get the solenoids and everything off eBay, but they were all Borg Warner. Now, could I have gotten some bad ones? That's a possibility.
Agreed, Dennis.
Good night, Twisted.
All right, good night, Twisted.
Yeah, I like them 360s.
The 360 is a good engine. As
Like
far
them,
as, you know,
I like them
for long
400s
distance.
too.
I mean, it's got the power. I'm not gonna say it's 360 ain't got power. It's got the power and everything. I've always just liked the 318 for the reliability on them.
Oh yeah, you can't beat a 318 as far as driving every day.
No.
Yeah, the TPS sensors were bad in the late 80s and early 90s on the Fords, and it would literally rack your transmission. You'd think the transmission's falling out, and it'd be a TPS sensor.
Huh.
I one time had the wires. There's 2 tone rings in the Honda front wheel drive, and the plugs are exactly the same, and you can get them backwards. And I did one time, and that caused all kinds of havoc. With that, and everything was fine.
It makes you scratch your head and wonder what the crap is wrong.
Well, they come out of the harness in the same place. The wires are the same length, and the plugs are identical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, it's one of those things you learn from experience. So if they ever work on one of those again, I'll mark them 1 and 2 or A and B or something.
And Dodge is the world's worst of it because there's 3 plug-ins right on the left on the passenger side and the back. And all 3 of them plugs are exactly the same plugs.
It needs 2. It needs the one that plugs on the neutral safety switch and the passes through the track brake. That's all it needs. It's a shame you need all 3 of those plugs for the neutral switch on those cars, because if you didn't, you could run your trans brake off of that.
Right.
You know, and then you wouldn't have to. Yeah, but then you'd have to then you'd have to modify that rooster comb, and that would be more hassle than it's worth. So
Yeah. Y'all seen 6% little Honda Civic?
yes, that is so cool.
That is the bone right there.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Where he found that thing?
His channel's fixing to blow up over that car right there.
I like that car. I think it's neat.
It's nice.
Yeah, I like it. I
Not
think it's
seen
pretty
many that
cool.
old.
I mean, to me, it's not bad for a little rice burner.
And Grammy, I don't like Hondas, but them old Civics, man, that you can't beat them.
Now, I'm just wondering if he's going to be fast and furious with it.
I hope not.
Did you get the ice machine working, Mater?
No, as a matter of fact, I ran into other problems with that thing, and so it's going to go bye-bye. The little cup and everything goes back and forth that holds the water. It's got a big old crack in it, and I can't find another one to replace it. And I mean, I looked for a couple of days, and nobody's got one of those. And it's like, if I can't find that, then there ain't no use going on and trying to fix it. So I'm just going to trash it. I mean, looking at the other prices, I mean, I can get, now they're coming down to about 70 or 80 bucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going, yeah.
It's cheaper to buy one.
I mean, now if it's just been those little switches, then no problem. But something else is messed up that's keeping that motor running, and that's what busted that cup and everything.
Right.
I mean, something just would not shut that motor off, even though the switch was already engaged.
Right. A lot of times, the electrical boards on them appliances, they go out. That's the first thing that goes out on an electric board.
Well, I mean, I want to buy them one because they're all basically the same damn thing, but this one here was different. It didn't have all the setup on it, and I couldn't use it.
Right.
So I was like, all right.
6%, you stole that car for $300.
That is cool, man. I saw that.
Tell you what, put you a water pump and a timing belt on that thing, and you'd run that thing for about 300,000 miles. I mean, you can't beat them little engines right there.
My CRV has 348,000 miles on it, and it's got the original alternator. I mean, geez, man. Original water pump.
Yeah.
Yep. That's one thing.
I've put rear wheel bearings in it. One brake caliper on the rear. I've replaced all 4 rotors over the years. I mean, belts, some hoses, that's it. Plugs.
Golly.
348,000 miles.
Yeah. John, that's one thing I've said is the fact is if you do the proper maintenance on any vehicle, I don't care what the make and model is, if you do the proper maintenance on it, it's going to last.
Yep. Take care of it. They'll take care of you.
Yeah. I mean, when I worked in that Japanese repair shop, you would not believe how many cars came in that we had to, do so many repairs on them because the owner did not do the proper maintenance. I mean, we had Hondas come in. I go, well, it won't start. It'll turn over, but it won't start. Yeah, and come to find out, you never changed the damn timing belt on it. So now all the teeth and everything that got wore off, that spot down at the bottom, crankshaft sitting there turning, the belt ain't got nothing to grab a hold of. Piston's coming up saying hello to the valves and bending them.
Mopar Nut 62, that is unreal.
I know where Nissan
98 Escort.
I know where Nissan hardbody is, but I used to work for. It's got 1 million miles on it. The only thing it's been changed is timing belts and oil changes.
That's one of those ICE special looking trucks, isn't it?
The hard bodies?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a 91 hard body.
I need to find out when that they're going to be going back out to that junkyard and crushing everything, so I can get out there and videotape. That one I've been to, from what I understand, they're going everything out there is getting crushed, no matter what.
Yeah. That's pretty good on a Taurus at 255,000 miles.
No kidding.
Yep.
Usually them transmissions fall out of them for about 80,000 miles.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna duck out. Been good hanging with all y'all.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought I'd go live and shoot the crap.
Yeah. Y'all have a good evening and take care.
All right, good.
See you, John.
Later.
I figured I'd get up on here because, you know, as far as what you were saying, it's like, okay, I got to put my 2 cents in and get a penny back.
Oh. Oh, man. Yep, I put Richie Boy on the troll list.
I have not really been watching much of his stuff.
You ain't missing nothing.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, ever since what you told me and everything, it's like, really? And it's like, I've kind of watched some of his stuff. And it's like, yeah, I can understand what ASO is talking about.
Yep. And the bad thing of it is all this was laid out in a live. And who was right. And everybody knows who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah.
You know? Easy. Hammer, my cam kind of messed up, hit the wire, and it went out. So now
No, the camera saw his face and everything and was going, ew. Hey, Pat, okay, you said that talking about down in, you know, here in Texas. Where at in Texas? Are you down here? Because I'm over here. I'm a little bit south of DFW.
He's close to Houston.
Ah, Big H.
Yeah.
That's only about three and a half hours. Uh-oh.
Easy. Most cars end up in junkyards due to daggum automatic chokes. You got that right. Down here, we pull them things off and throw them in the garbage.
Yeah. Well, Pat, that's my hometown.
Houston, Texas.
Yep.
I got some cousins that live out there in Houston.
I still got a few. Some of them are moved on.
I got a sister that lives out there. Actually, just outside of Dallas.
Yeah. Well, I got one cousin that still lives. One aunt and one cousin that still lives in Bel Air, right off of 610.
Daisy, there's no help for that man. If you go there and try to help him, it won't take you long to come back and say, I should have listened. But he be blocked you and making videos on you.
It was kind of the southeast, I think. Almeda, Fuquay, Post Oak Road, Hiram Clark. If you know where Madison High School is, that was one way. That would have been my high school. It would have been Madison High School.
Poor feller. Oh, I'm messing with you, Mater.
Yeah. And yes, 6%. That's who we were talking about.
Yeah, 6%. He's now considered a tro.
Ah, that's on the south side of Houston.
Yeah, Dizzy. You the man. When you first started before the No Name Nationals, what'd you tell everybody who helped you get the 500 for your No Name Nationals? Dizzy will tell you that quick like.
All right, see you, Mo Portnut. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, I know right where you're talking about, Pat. As a matter of fact, when I went down for Lone Star Rally last year, I stayed at the Microtel Inn and Suites. That was right across from the entrance for the Space Center. I don't remember. It was on NASA Parkway.
NASA Parkway.
Okay. Well, I spent 12 and a half years in that one house there in Houston. Then I wound up coming north.
6%. You grew up in Tampa, Florida, and you moved to Michigan. Ooh.
I don't remember seeing that. I didn't even get a chance to go to the Space Center the 2 times I stayed there. I stayed at that Microtel when I went on my cruise out of Galveston, and then for the Lone Star Rally. Yep, that's true, Dean.
So 6% is a transplant. Crap, I can't even speak. 6% is a transplant Southern boy in the Yankeeville.
Here, let me spray some of this on that tongue. Some PB Blaster.
Oh, I like those 6%.
Oh yeah, I do too.
That's right, Dizzy. I didn't get a t-shirt.
I didn't get one either.
Man. Dizzy didn't give me a t-shirt.
I didn't even get any ribs either.
Barbecue ribs sure sound good.
Yeah. I know I'm going to be stuffed Thursday.
Oh man, I've been eating on a ham for the last 2 days. My wife fixed a big old ham last night. I've been eating ham for the last 2 days.
I've got the 12.5-pound turkey in there, getting de-thawed. and I'll get it stuck in the oven Wednesday night.
I'm really not a turkey person.
I like turkey, but I mean, to me, turkey is for Thanksgiving. I'll do a ham for Christmas and everything.
I really don't like turkey. I like cornbread dressing.
Yeah.
But I don't like Yankee dressing. Yankee dressing is made out of bread. But I will eat it.
Yeah. Hold that thought. I'll be right back. Mother Nature's calling.
Oh. Yeah, Ari, there's a difference in dressing in the South and dressing in up north. Up north, they use the loaf bread to make the dressing. Down here, Southerners use cornbread to make the dressing. So there's a big difference in the taste of it. Stephen Paul, I think I'm coming over for Thanksgiving. Just send me your address. We'll be there. That sounds good. Thanksgiving tacos. Yeah, I like the cornbread dressing. I will eat Yankee dressing.
Now, what do you call Yankee dressing?
Yankee dressing is they take loaf bread and make the dressing out of it. And actually, it's not dressing. It's actually what they call stuffing. Barrow's get it right. But
well, it just depends. Right. Well, it depends upon how you make it. Okay. I mean, yeah, I start off with that's my base and everything, but that ain't the only thing I add to it. I don't make it by the directions they say.
Right. But that's the Yankee dressing. They take loaf bread and make the dressing out of it.
Well, I mean, I get this, like what Pat says, stovetop. That's what I get. Or something similar. But I get like the turkey one and everything. And for me, instead of water, I use chicken stock.
Yeah.
It gives it a different flavor and everything. Makes it taste better to me.
Right. Yeah, Stephen, that might be where we go to Waffle House.
Oh, the Awful Waffle?
Oh, we got a good one down here.
Oh, we got one here. And the good thing about it is no fights.
Well, it's just us two and the only child we got is they live in Tampa, so they're not coming up. So I think we're just gonna go and probably eat at Waffle House.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying is I've seen some of those videos on Waffle House and all the fights that happen. I'm going, man, we don't have them down here. We're more civilized. I've yet to see a fight break out at a Waffle House here in Texas.
Well, I can tell you, I've seen a lot of fights happen in Walmart on their Black Friday sale. I used to work at Walmart one time. First Black Friday sale, we had a fight over electronics over a computer, and I wound up grabbing the pallet of the computers and taking it back to the back, and then had to escort them out in handcuffs.
Well, Bear Rose, you would like my turkey because that's exactly how I make it. Where the meat and everything is literally just falling off the bone. You ain't got to worry about using a carving knife.
Oh, if I will eat turkey, that's about the way I want it. I want it juicy. I don't want it dry.
Yeah. Oh, this comes out nice and juicy. It ain't dry at all.
And I will not eat duck. Duck is nasty.
What's wrong with duck?
Greasy, nasty.
Nah, it might make you a little daffy.
It's nasty.
I like duck.
That's like geese. It's nasty. Ugh.
I've never had geese.
And squirrel, it's nasty because that's the first cousin to a rat. If you eat a squirrel, you might as well eat a rat.
I don't know. Sylvester's son, he liked them rat burgers.
Ugh. But I will eat alligator.
All right, his camera went. Now he's got his audio gone. Now to me, I've had what was it? I've had braised rabbit. That was pretty good. Yeah, I've actually had alligator tail. There's a place up in the Richardson corridor that I've actually had it. His internet and everything, no bueno tonight. Yep, there he went. Yeah. I've never had turtle. That's one thing I've never had. All right, see you, Ari. Yeah, and I just did my live earlier tonight too, Bear Rose. Actually, right after I shut mine down, that's when he went live. And see, that's why you should get Spectrum for your internet. Dizzy, I've never tried squirrel. They didn't even have it on the menu when I was on the cruise ship. That's one thing about going on a cruise ship, man. You're talking about some good food there. And it's all you can eat, basically. All right, see you 6%. I'll keep this going until trouble gets back in. Damn. Yeah, I wish I could say that. I'm still looking for a job. I've got applications out there and waiting on interviews. I'm still looking for a job. I've got applications out there and waiting on interviews.
Can you hear me now?
Damn it, he's back.
Oh. Oh, man.
That's true, Dean.
That's right, Dean. Mater is my good tro.
Yep.
Oh. I bet some of the people in the chat room thinks, what? And you talking to your truck?
You know, that's one thing I do like, Spect, is, yeah, I give you a hard time about you liking them Found on Road Deads, but it's all in fun.
I know.
And it's the same way you giving me hell on my Dodges.
Yeah. The problem is I like some of the Chevrolets, some of the Dodges, some of the Pontiacs, Fords. But I like them all.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on what it is, you know.
True. I mean, now for me, there is only one Ford I would even consider having in my driveway. And that's the was it the 73 XBG T500, I think. But that's that one that's from Australia. That's the
Oh yeah.
The black on black, the Interceptor from Mad Max.
Yeah. Dean, tell us what it is. I posted a picture of one not too long ago.
Yeah.
I'd love to have me one of them, boy.
Oh, I would love to get my hands on one of those.
Which one of the Barrows would probably, off the top of his head, probably tell me the 40 or the 47 Ford with the rumble seat, or 37 or something like that with the rumble seat in the back?
Probably 37. And Dean Barrows is already bailing out. Now, to me, there is one Chevy I'd love to get my hands on.
Happy Thanksgiving to y'all too, Barrows.
Yep. And that would have to be the Corvette from the movie Corvette Summer.
Yeah. And that hood was made nothing but fiberglass.
Yep.
And that's what made the car, was the hood.
Yep. And hey, don't forget the right-hand drive.
Yep. Rocker, does it got the rumble seat? My dad's first car was a Ford that had the rumble seat in it.
I don't know what the car was that my parents had back in Houston, but I remember it still having the all metal dash. Pat, the whole body on a Corvette fiberglass.
Yeah.
About the only thing metal you see besides the rims is going to be the A-pillar for the windshield.
Right.
Now I do like the first gen look on the Corvette.
I'm gonna send you my email.
Yeah, Dean's already saying, yeah, the XB GT 351.
When you get a chance, Dizzy, send me an email, because I can never find your channel on here. Yeah, I like the rumble seat. I know where his first car is, and I'm supposed to get it. When the man that's got it now, I'm supposed to get it, but you never know. But I know where it's at. And I want it so bad I can taste it.
Black and green. Ugh. No, it needs to be that metallic, candy apple red.
Oh, I don't like candy apple red.
Well, that's the color they painted originally, and they only made 3 of them.
Yeah.
All three of them was made by Corky's Customs out in L.A. for the movie.
Yeah, I really don't like a red car anyway. I've never really liked a red car.
Yeah.
To me, in a car, especially a hot rod, needs to be black or two-tone color.
Well, they did paint it gold at one time.
Yeah.
Now, for me, if it's not that, I do like the was it 71, 72 Corvette? It still got the metal bumper and everything. I like that. You know, those are nice. To me, anything 77 and older, I don't. When they went to that bubble window in the back, I didn't like that design.
I didn't either.
I mean, I liked it where you had, you know, the roof line coming down and the window was recessed, you know, up in there.
I think what a 69 or 70 to me is the best Corvette model to me. The Stingrays.
Yeah.
The 69 to 70.
I mean, like I said, those, you know, those early models I like.
But I really don't like a bit, but they are alright, like 69 or 70, but they really ride like a horse and buggy.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a 69 through 83 Camaro. I'd rather have a Camaro than a bit.
I'll take a TA over a Camaro. Because everybody and their brothers got a Camaro, but not everybody's got a TA.
Well, you say that. Now everybody's got pickup trucks.
Yeah. I mean, now I did have at one time I did have an 80 TA.
Yeah.
And it was it actually belonged to my cousin, and I got it from, she sold it to her brother, and I got it from him.
Right. Yep, you're very right, Pat.
Well, I knew 77 was the last year for the flat back glass, because 78 they went to that big bubble window in the back.
Yeah, 80 or 81 they didn't make a Corvette. 80 or 81 or somewhere around there, 82.
83.
Was it 83?
83, there was no Corvettes made.
That's what's bringing the money now, is the Pontiac Trans Ams. If you got a good one, they bring good money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bring real good money. I always liked the early model Camaros, the late 70s, early 80s Camaros. That was pretty good cars.
Oh, second gen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your first gen is 68, 67 through 69.
And a lot of people didn't like the 90, was it 92, 93 Camaros, the body style?
Well, it was it 82 is when they changed them, I think.
Yeah.
Because 82, they changed the body design for the TA, and I think the same time they did it for the Camaro.
Right.
Yeah, well, what I had was the 80 turbo special 301. It was black and tan. I went up making a drag car out of that thing.
Yeah, they make good ones. Did you ever sell that? Did you sell that Challenger you got yet?
No, I've still got it sitting over there. That's something else that I'll be working on trying to get moved in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
You never told me what you wanted for it.
Someone give me an offer on it I can't turn down. I mean, you seen the video on it, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, I believe it's a 71. Originally, it was sublime green, and from what I was told, I mean, there's no VIN number on it or fender tag. Val, no, mine didn't. Mine was an early model, and it was not even T-top.
Huh.
Yeah, a TA without being a T-top. Yeah, that's probably one of the rare ones. And this one came out of I found the fender, the build sheet, and everything on it. It actually came out of California.
Huh. Yeah. I could probably actually sell that car for you.
Well, I tried selling that thing, and I think I got about. I mean, of course, now I already gutted out the interior. I mean, all the interior was already gone. And basically anything and everything I could, I stripped off of it because, like I said, I made a drag car out of it.
Right.
I put a 400 in it. I still had the turbo rims on there, or did it? No, it didn't even have turbo. It didn't even have the turbo rims. It had the other kind. Which was unusual. It didn't even have that.
Huh.
I mean, like I said, I stripped that car down. I mean, I even took the factory gas tank out, and I had a I was using a 6-gallon outboard motor tank for my fuel cells.
Yeah. I've used them on the back of a pickup truck before.
I mean, you don't need much gas for a drag car.
No. You do for a truck, you'll go 10 miles and have to stop and fill it back up.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that on a truck, but for a drag car, no. I mean, like I said, I had that thing stripped down to bare nothing. Lighten it up as much as possible.
Yeah, we drug a 76 F100 out of the woods. It's been there since 1981. And it had a brand new engine from Ford Motor Company put in it. And it probably didn't have 600 miles on it. We went through it and got it running, and then went to order a gas tank and had to wait on the gas tank. And so I went and got a boat tank, stuck in it. You drive 10 miles, you better stop and fill it back up because you'd be running out of gas.
Yeah. I took the 301 out, and I sold that for about $350 because I had no idea what shape it was in. My cousin, he was driving the car. And some lady either ran the stoplight or stop sign and hit him in the left front. And so he had to put on I mean, her insurance paid for having another fender, had to have a new fender put on there, and a front bumper cover. He just got it and put it on there. It was never painted the black. like it should have been. It didn't even match the nose cone, the nose cover. I have no idea how much horsepower. To me, it was just a stock 400 4-barrel. I mean, it didn't even go fast in the 8th mile.
Huh. What size rear ends up underneath that car?
I don't remember. All I know is I think 8th mile, I think it ran like a 990.
It's not bad.
No.
No, it ain't bad at all.
Yeah, 8th mile it went 990. I don't remember what it was. I think it was in the low 13s on the quarter. Yeah, I built it up as a drag car. But anyways, my cousin, like I said, when he was getting it all fixed and everything, a friend of his had a Buick. They had like a 305 in it. Transmission blew up. And so my cousin, he wasn't doing anything with the TA. So they wound up taking the transmission out, sticking it in that guy's car, and parked the TA in the garage for probably 10 years. So I went down there to Houston and we pulled it out, loaded it up on the trailer. I brought it back. I was going to get it up and go and just slap another transmission in it. And then that didn't happen and wound up making a drag car out of it. Pulled the 301 out and put a 400 in it.
Oh, Dean. Well, did you ever get rid of your Trove, Mater?
I don't know if I've gotten rid of certain ones or not. I mean, they're probably still trolling me and everything. It's like, that's fine. I mean, they're giving me views.
Yeah.
And everything. But what pisses me off is I get on some of my videos, I go in there, I look at the analytics and everything on it, and I'm getting thumbs down.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a view and everything. It really didn't bother me, but it's like, why the hell did you give me I got a thumbs down on that Bauer tape measure I found at the UPS store. That was a 16-second video. You're going to give me a thumbs down on a 16-second video? Really?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't worry about the down button because it don't do nothing no more. Used to, it would. It don't do nothing now.
Yeah. Well,
So
I tell you what pissed me off was someone I know, she was going to do a live stream.
Right.
Had it all set up. Before she even went live, she already had 28 thumbs down.
Yeah.
Before going live. She saw that and said, forget it. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. When you say which, on my trolls, like, I don't know which one. I know that there was that one jerk that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about the one that was.
Taking
a live stream at the same time. Yeah, unfortunately, he's back. But he ain't done it yet. I got 11:37.
That's what time it is here.
Yep.
I have to look at the clock again to make sure. New times got me all messed up.
I just looked at my computer. And I'll tell you one thing. Now, did you see my video on the computer I got now? Yeah, I wound up getting my mom's computer because she ain't been using it.
Right.
Because that one that I've been using for, 2 years, it kept, every now and then, it would just shut off.
Right.
Never could figure it out. And it's the second one of that same model. I had 2 models, same thing. It just shut off during the middle of doing anything. And there was one time it shut off like 5 times within 15 minutes. Night valve. So I just took my mom's computer, which is one I got from over at Walmart. And it's like, I looked at it and going, okay, I can use this. It's a little bit of a step down and everything from what I've got.
Right.
Hell, all thing I wound up doing is I took my memory out of my computer because this one here had 8 gig. Mine had 16. So I put that in the computer. And then I took my video card out and put that in this because we're talking going from 4 to 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's working fine.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't put the SSD in from my my computer in on this.
My computer screen is as big as my TV, and it's a flat screen.
Hell, I've got a 40? I don't know if it's 42 or 44 inch LG TV I'm using as a monitor.
Yeah. That's what ours is. Well, it's a Dell monitor, but that's how big it is.
No, this is right. No, but this is an LG TV.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like I'm upgrading one for my mom, and it's like we got that Roku TV and everything because Walmart had it on sale, last year.
Hey, Dean, can you post Fender Bender's link? Anybody ain't subscribed to Fender Bender, get over there and subscribe to him. He got a nice little Camaro. Good guy. Yeah, I could shoot a cable to my flat screen and use it too as a monitor, and then have dual monitors. And then I got another flat screen over here. This TV. You're welcome, Fender Bender. We're gonna get you there, buddy.
Yeah, I just got him.
I like finding the new channels like that, and then ain't got no subscribers, and help them build their channel. That's what I like doing.
Yeah.
And some of them I want. If I like them, I'll help them. But if I don't, then I won't even sub to nobody.
Yeah. Yes.
I've been watching him since he started his channel.
Yeah. Yes, Dean, this is an LG TV, but now I wound up getting a Roku for my mom and everything because I had a good deal on it. Because hers that she was watching, there was a part on it that went bad, and I'd already replaced it once, and it's like it wound up going out. I never could find another one.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, so that's why we got, that Roku.
Right.
And so, I mean, this LG was actually in our room, had it in our room. There was one living room. It's I think a 32 inches in there for her to watch.
Right.
And so she couldn't figure out how to operate that Roku. It's like, fine. So took that out, took the LG, put it in her room, put the Roku in ours. She never did watch it. Then my monitor wound up going out. And I remember, I got to look for that part again. And she wasn't using the TV, so like, fine, I'll just start using it. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I mean, HDMI hookup.
Right. Did I go out again?
No, you're still here.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, like what he was talking about.
Fender bender.
One of the oldest dirt tracks.
I like dirt tracking too.
Well, you heard about Devil's Bowl, didn't you? Closed. After
Really?
over 50 years.
Really?
Yep. When they did the outlaw race last month, that was a final race for them.
Hey.
And that's where the outlaw started at, was out there at Devil's Bowl. And I like that track. But, I mean, at the time when they started, it was out in the middle of BFE. And now you got housing developments all coming up around there. And there's an airport on the other side of it.
Right.
And it's like, because you're going out there on a little, you know, 2-lane country style road to even get to it.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of the tracks are closing down.
I mean, I'm glad that the one that we got here that I started racing on, they're still going. They got bought out by another person. He's bringing everything back, making it start to be better.
Right.
Of course, now with Devil's Bowl closed up, means all those people are going to have to find a place to go to.
Yeah, a lot of times when that happens, a lot of them don't even continue doing what they find something else to do.
Yep. Of course, now they got one class they're running out here. You would love Crown Vic.
Oh yeah.
They actually have a Crown Vic class.
Yeah, I like to go down there at that Cletus and Son and race one of them Crown Vics around that track one time.
Yeah.
But you gotta have big money to be able to do that. I imagine that probably cost a couple $1,000.
You gotta have big money just to go dirt track racing now.
I wouldn't doubt it. When I used to do it, it wasn't all that bad.
Oh no. I mean, I talked to a guy. He runs the factory stock class.
Right.
And I was talking to him about his engine, you know, and everything. He was telling me about it. I go, "How much you got in?" He goes, "Oh, about 8,500."
Yeah.
8,500 into a factory stock engine.
Oh yeah.
If that ain't factory and it ain't stock.
I used to run the Yugo out here, our local track here years ago. But it wasn't a stock Yugo either.
Yeah.
it tear that dirt track up, boy. I'd crank it up on Sunday morning and take it down the 4-lane, and then 20 minutes later, the county police stop at the house.
Yep. So, like for me, you know, I ran that 70 Charger with that 383 in it, and that was a totally stock engine, and
Yeah.
that was what the entry level class was at that time.
Yeah.
Was you take a stock car, has to be, you know, everything has to be totally factory. You can't.
Good night, Unfinished Project.
See, Unfinished. But I mean, you could run whatever engine that was offered by that manufacturer.
Right.
You would not believe how many Monte Carlos are out there running around with 454s in it.
Oh, a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah. And it's like, but that was okay.
Yeah.
And now the rules for the roll cage is roll cage had to stay within the driver's compartment.
Yep.
Nowadays, if you want to get out there for a street stock or factory stock, which there ain't much difference, they literally take a geometric frame, build the complete cage on that, and then hand fabricate all the sheet metal out of aluminum.
Yeah.
And the damn driver sitting in the back. Basically,
Yeah,
he'd be sitting on the rear passenger's lap.
Yeah, pretty much. It makes it the aluminum is a lot lighter than.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you had to run. You only get 2 types of tires. You get a chance to run.
I'll tell you the best car. I'll tell you the best car to build a dirt track car out of, but it's hard to find them now.
What's that?
A Volkswagen Scirocco.
Possibly. I got one better.
We had a guy here that's all he run, and you couldn't catch him.
Hey, I've got one better than that. How about an AMC Eagle?
I've seen them too.
4-wheel drive from the factory, and even though it only has a 6-cylinder in it, you got them front tires pulling you through the turns, and the rear one's pushing you.
Yep. That Scirocco, man, that thing was bad to the bone. When we brought something out there, it wouldn't jump. We had people that donated parts and stuff and had our fees paid in, and we had a trucking company that was one of our sponsors. We couldn't do nothing with them. I'm talking, we couldn't do nothing with them.
Yep. Because the one thing when I was racing, we had the tires that we could run, they had to be street legal.
Yeah. And I did run what they call a hog class out there. It was a big old LTD wagon. And it was over when we started. It was all over with. Because when I got out there, it was all over with. And all of them was crying. Those big old LTD wagon, buddy. That big old baby moved around that track.
Yep. Well, no, the tires that you're only allowed to run right now are the what they call the NASCAR pull-offs.
Really?
Yep. You're only allowed 2 different sizes. They have to be. Yep. You're running slicks out there on that mud.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing you're allowed to run. You cannot run a regular mud race tire.
Yeah, here, if you had a Ford, it had to be Ford, everything under the hood.
Yep.
If it was a Chevrolet, it had to be a Chevrolet. If it was a Toyota, it had to be Toyota under the hood. It couldn't be swapped out or anything like that.
No, that's the way. Yeah, that's the way it was when I was, racing.
Yeah, and they would not let 6-cylinders race.
We actually had we had one class called Economy Late Model, and that was the one that your Camaros and I think someone I think had like a Mercury Cougar run in that, but the majority of it was all the Camaros, and they had
we'd take them Camaros with them B6s in them, and we was transplanting 350s in them.
Well, these guys running 350, but they're running alcohol. They could run the race tire. They could run headers, and everything. Well, some guy, he actually read the rules, on that class. He showed up one night with a car brand new, never been raced.
Right.
He showed up with it, and they go, well, what class? I said, you're not going to be able to run out here with that. I go, why not?
Right.
I mean, he was going to run economy late model. They go, well, it doesn't meet the rules. He goes, well, check it. They went over that thing with a fine-tooth comb, and they could not find anything that kept him from racing in the economy late model.
Yep.
He went. The rule book stated minimum wheelbase, 92.5 inches.
Right.
Okay, Camaro's what, 108?
Yeah. The 108.
Right. The car he had a 94.5 inch wheelbase. And he got out there. He came out with a Gremlin with a 6-cylinder in it and a 1-barrel. He got out there and he was walking away from them all. He did that for about a month and a half, something like that, till they decided to do a late season rule change.
Right.
Where minimum wheelbase had to be 105.
Yeah, fender bender. Sometimes them phones will mess you up.
Yep.
When you activate that voice thing on there. Sometimes it gets you in trouble. Well, Major, I got to get off here. I got to get up early in the morning.
Yeah, so do I. I got a lot of work.
7 o'clock, I come early.
Yeah, well, for me, I got a lot of work because Friday I'm getting house guests.
Oh, Lord.
For about 3 weeks.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, I'm not complaining because someone's going to be able to come in here and help me get some things done.
Oh, yeah.
And because, in fact, he's going to be moving here, and he'll be living here in March.
Right. Talking about your daddy?
No, I'm talking about money.
Oh.
Money maniacs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's moving from Arizona out here.
Oh, Lord. He'll like it out there in Texas. He won't fry like out there in Arizona.
True. I know one thing, the city's going to like him here. Because they've been getting on to me about the damn grass and everything because I ain't been able to get out there and do it, especially when I was sick for so damn long. And he going, I don't mind doing yard work.
Right.
Like, okay, fine. I'll have I'll have my own live on property yard guy.
Right.
Yeah, I need to get in there too.
Yeah, I gotta get going. It's 7 o'clock. It's gonna come early.
Yeah.
At least it ain't had to get up at 5 o'clock. Or 4 o'clock.
So if I get a job and everything, it's going to be that's probably what I'm going to be doing.
Yep. Well, Mayor, appreciate you coming out.
No problem.
Fender Bender and anybody else, Dean, I appreciate y'all. And everybody else still in the chat.
Well, everybody, y'all have a good night. And, of course, I'll be live Wednesday.
And we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Yep. So, good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all.